Alderperson Evans.
Present.
Hurt.
Here.
Barnes.
Here.
Swanson. Parker.
Here.
Poulos.
Here.
Healy.
Here.
And Mayor Harris.
Present. Would everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and please remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Agenda item 5. Agenda item 5.
Vote to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
First and a second, is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Barnes.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Poulos.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Evans.
Aye.
And Hurt.
Aye.
Agenda item 6.
Presentation of the calendar year 2025 third quarter financial management report.
Good evening, Mayor, members of City Council. I have the small microphone today, so if you can't hear me, let me know and I'll lean in a little bit. In your packet for review is the financial management report for the period ending September 30th, 2025. Overall, the city finances were trending towards the 75% benchmark for 2025, with revenues and expenditures in most funds on pace with expectations. In the general fund, revenues were at 72% and expenditures were at 64% of the budget, just slightly under the benchmark, with state and local taxes continuing to provide the largest share of revenue. Among special revenue funds, the library revenue was at 72%, while expenditures were at 61%. TIF revenue was at 79%, with expenditures at 14%. The Riverboat Gaming Fund revenue was slightly below the benchmark at 72%, with expenditures below as well at 32%. The majority of the transfers in the Riverboat Gaming Fund were completed in December, so this number for expenditures is closer to expectations. For capital and infrastructure funds, street improvement revenue activity was reported at 67%, with expenditures at 35%. ARPA revenues for third quarter primarily reflect adjustments finance made moving deferred revenue to actual revenue, while expenditures were reported at 22%. The Housing and Community Development Fund, which supports the Community Development Block Grant Program, reported revenues at 36% of the budget due to the timing of federal drawdowns, while expenditures were at 69%. The MLK Community Center operations reflected revenue at 38%, with expenditures at 84%, and this is due to reimbursable siding repair project that was funded by both CDBG funding as long as a DCEO grant. Revenues include a $195,000 transfer from the general fund along with community room rental income. The Foreign Fire Insurance Fund is trending high on expenditures with at 111% of the budget spent through the third quarter, reflecting purchases of supplies and equipment as approved by the committee. Council approved a budget adjustment in October, and the fund also received the annual payment from IML, which was just over $113,000. The Community and Economic Development Fund reported revenues at 65% and expenditures at 55%. And this is the fund that covers memberships, contributions, and sponsors through a transfer from the general fund. Moving on to enterprise operations, water and wastewater revenue funds were below the targeted budget at 59% and 54%, with stormwater revenue at 65% and solid waste at 76%. Expenditures for the water fund were at 52%, wastewater were at 41%, stormwater at 50%, and solid waste at 71%. Parks and Recreation Fund revenues were at 76%, with expenditures at 71%. Just one small clarification error. On the financial management report, the wastewater treatment net position is in red. This should have been black because it had a positive net position at the end of September, but on your report, it's listed in red. The internal service funds are mixed. Employee health benefits and equipment maintenance expenditures were on track, while self-insurance expenditures were higher than the benchmark at 93%. Moving forward to review the tax revenue, staff reviewed all disbursements the city has received to date and will report on the totals through 2025. Income tax was budgeted at $6.4 million and has received 94% of the total budget, with one disbursement left for 2025. Annual projections indicate it will finish at about $147,000 over budget, although this amount fluctuates with the state replacement tax adjustments. Replacement tax revenue received 95.5% of budgeted revenue for 2025. The total amount received was just over $3.8 million. Sales tax bounced back during the second half of the year and has received 116.2% of budgeted revenue, with one disbursement left. While the city has experienced increased sales tax distributions, use tax revenues have declined significantly because of the state's Level of the Playing Field Act. Local option sales tax is at 112.5% with one disbursement left, and projections indicate it will exceed the budgeted revenue by $660,000. Use tax, however, is well below the benchmark at 27.4% with two disbursements left. Projections anticipate a shortfall of about $800,000 compared to budget due to the state law changes. For municipal utility tax, revenues are at 86.9% of the budget with one disbursement left. Projections indicate a year-end shortfall of about $95,000. Telecommunications tax is at 97.4% with one disbursement left, and year-end projections indicate it will be over budget by $24,000. Food and beverage tax are expected to fall slightly short of the budgeted revenue. It's at 88% with 1 month of disbursements left, and projections indicate it will be approximately $40,000 short of the budget. Finally, gaming tax revenue is at 96% with one disbursement left and is projected to come in at about $164,000 above budget. Overall, revenue totals for state and local taxes are at 93.7% of revenue and are projected to exceed the 2025 budget for revenue by $548,000. The monthly investment interest report indicates the average interest rates that were paid out during third quarter months varied, and the city received a combined total of just over $423,000 during that third quarter. With that, I am happy to answer any questions council may have regarding the financial management report.
Just a
Thank you for the report.
Thank you.
quick question on the use taxes. There's a significant difference. I think it's gonna, you said about $800,000 lower. So I see that was a significant drop after January. So I'm assuming we've adjusted the 2026 budget to account.
We did. We
for
adjusted
that.
it significantly for 2026.
Okay. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Appreciate it.
Agenda item 7.
A, proclamation declaring January as National Mentoring Month.
Can everybody hear me? Okay. I want to make sure, I'm reading proclamation, I want to make sure everybody can hear.
They won't be able to hear you on TV.
Oh,
Just use that.
all right. So what, just speak from up here?
You get it, hold it like
Here we go. Proclamation. Proclamation. Whereas January is National Mentoring Month, an annual campaign to raise awareness and celebrate the powerful impact of mentoring relationships, recruit new mentors, and encourage institutions to integrate quality mentoring into their policies, practices, and whereas the City of Rock Island recognizes and recognizes the contributions of volunteer mentors who link youth to economic and social opportunity while also strengthening our community. And whereas mentoring programs like Big Brother, Big Sister, the Mississippi Valley make our state and community stronger by enabling impactful relationships that provide invaluable support networks. And whereas youth development experts agree that mentoring encourages positive youth development and smart daily behaviors, such as finishing homework and having healthy social interactions, and has a positive impact on the growth and success of a young person. And whereas mentoring programs genuinely have a significant positive impact on youth academic achievement, school connectedness and engagement, and educational success, which can lead to outcomes such as improved attendance, grades, and test scores, and classroom behavior. And whereas mentors can help young people set career goals and help connect mentees to industry professionals to train for and find jobs. And whereas effective mentoring of underserved and vulnerable populations of young people helps them confront challenges and enjoy improved mental health and social emotional well-being. And whereas mentoring programs have been found to positively impact many aspects of mental well-being, including reducing unhealthy coping mechanisms, improving interpersonal relationships, and reducing parental stress. And whereas young people with a mentor are more likely to enroll in college, to participate in sports or extracurricular activities, to hold a leadership position in a club or sports team, and to volunteer regularly, and less likely to start using drugs. Whereas mentoring is an innovative, evidence-based practice and uniquely is both a preventive and intervention strategy that can support young people of all demographics and backgrounds in all aspects of their lives. And whereas, despite the benefits of mentoring, one young person out of every 3 is growing up without a mentor, which means 1/3 of the youth of the United States are growing up without someone outside the home to offer real-life guidance and support. And whereas, this mentoring gap demonstrates the need for collaboration among the public, private, and nonprofit sectors to increase resources for relationship-centric support for youth in communities, schools, and workplaces. Now, therefore, I, Ashley Harris, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, Illinois, do hereby proclaim January 2026 as National Mentoring Month in the City of Rock Island, Illinois, dated this 12th day of January, 2026. Thank you. We got through it. So, accepting the award would be Big Sister Valerie and Little Sister Mia. Stand right up here. You can stand right here if
I
you
can
want to.
stand right here. I can take the phone with me.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Do whatever you want, man.
I just want to say this is my first year with my little and being retired and wanting to keep up with the young youth of today. I would be out of touch with everybody because I do have grandkids, but just being able to be another trusted adult for a young person that I didn't know, but I know now. So it's very enjoyable, and I hope to have her for a few more years.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks.
Thank you.
proclamation declaring January 19th, 2026 as Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
My glasses. Proclamation. Whereas Martin Luther King Jr. devoted his life and career to the advancement of civil rights, equal treatment, and human decency for all people. And whereas the efforts of Dr. King and the many others involved in the civil rights movement have helped to break down the walls of injustice and allow African Americans and other minorities to succeed both as individuals and as members of society. And whereas the goals and ideas of Dr. King have not yet been fully realized. With that in mind, it is our duty as Americans to continue his struggle and to work towards a more understanding and respectful society. And whereas Martin Luther King Jr. Day serves to bring people together in remembrance of this true American hero and encourages citizens to engage in community services, which in turn serves to honor Dr. King's legacy and advance the cause of justice and equality in America. Now, therefore, I, Ashley Harris, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, proclaim Monday, January 19th, 2026 as Martin Luther King Jr. Day in the City of Rock Island, Illinois, and encourage citizens to serve their fellow Americans and help make this a better community, thereby providing a fitting memorial to the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., dated this 12th day of January, 2026. Thank you. And receiving the award, it will be Mr. Jerry Jones.
And I extend a invitation to everyone in the Quad Cities to our event this coming Monday at 10:30 at the King Center. We'll be starting at 10:30 for our honoring of Dr. King by recognizing some of the excellence that exists in our very own community, including the I Have a Dream Award, which will be given out at that time. 10:30, Martin Luther King Center, all are welcome. We would love to have you. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Item C, swearing in of Fire Lieutenant Scott Kettner and Max McDermott, followed by the presentation of the Fire Department's Commendation Awards.
Good evening. Today we gather to honor 5 individuals who embody the very best of our department. Firefighting is a profession built upon pillars of preparedness, courage, and selfless commitment to placing the lives of others before one's own. Whether through years of rigorous training to assume the mantle of leadership or the split-second decision to enter a burning building without hesitation, these members have proven their dedication to our mission. As we celebrate 2 well-earned promotions and 3 heroic commendations, we recognize a shared standard of excellence and an unwavering resolve to protect this community no matter the cost. First, I'd like to ask Scott Kettner. That'd be right behind the table, so we have plenty of room. All right. It is a pleasure to announce the promotion of Scott Kettner to the rank of lieutenant, effective November 17, 2025. Scott joined the department on November 28, 2011, and has served the community for 14 years. Scott has actively prepared for this leadership position for several years and is a former Marine. He has been utilized regularly as an acting officer since 2019 and most recently ranked on the lieutenant's promotional list as number 1. His commitment to professional development is evident in his completion of the fire apparatus engineer course, trench operations, and rope rescue technician, as well as his recent pursuit of the Fire Company Officer and Instructor 2 certifications. Supervisors describe Scott as a knowledgeable firefighter-paramedic who remains calm on emergency scenes. He is well regarded for his honesty and compassion towards the public, as well as his ability to maintain positive relationships with his fellow firefighters. Please join us in the swearing in.
I, Scott Kettner,
I, Scott Kettner,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America,
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Illinois,
the ordinances of the City of Rock Island,
the ordinances of the City of Rock Island,
and the rules and regulations of the Rock Island Fire Department.
and the rules and regulations of the Rock Island Fire Department.
I further swear
I further swear
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and perform all duties
and perform all duties
incumbent upon me
incumbent upon me
as a Rock Island Fire Lieutenant,
as a Rock Island Fire Lieutenant,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
so help me God.
so help me God. Thank you.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Kettner. Next, I'd like to bring up Max McDermott. It is a privilege to announce the promotion of Max McDermott to the rank of lieutenant, effective January 6th of 2026. Max began his career with the department on June 30th, 2014, and over his nearly 12-year tenure, he has established himself as a highly dependable and dedicated member of our team. Max has actively prepared for this leadership role for several years. As early as 2019, he began setting goals to obtain his company fire officer certification and expanded his knowledge on engine operations. By 2024, he had finalized his work on the company officer handbook and was learning the building inspection process. Throughout his career as a firefighter-paramedic, Max has been recognized for his exceptional skills and strong bedside manner, consistently showing compassion to the public. His peers and supervisors describe him as a positive example who interacts well with others and can be counted on to do the right thing. His commitment to safety, physical fitness, and professional growth makes him an excellent addition to the department's officer corps. Swearing.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Max McDermott,
I, Max McDermott,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws
that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws
of the United States of America,
of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Illinois,
the ordinances of the City of Rock Island,
the ordinances of the City of Rock Island,
and the rules and regulations of the Rock Island Fire Department.
and the rules and the regulations of the Rock Island Fire Department.
I further swear
I further swear
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and perform all duties
and perform all duties
incumbent upon me as a Rock Island Fire Lieutenant,
incumbent upon me as a Rock Island Fire Lieutenant,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Lieutenant McDermott. We do have 3 commendations this evening. I will introduce each and every one of them, but just to note that firefighter Grant Jorgensen was unable to attend this evening, but we will give him his accolades. It is my distinct honor to introduce firefighter Sean Hansen, firefighter Jacob Kelly, and firefighter Grant Jorgensen, who are being recognized for their decisive bravery and teamwork during a life-threatening structure fire on the morning of December 1st, 2025. Responding to a dispatch for smoke in a structure at 1025 15th Avenue at approximately 5:52 hours, these members arrived to find a high-risk environment characterized by high heat and near-zero visibility. Upon receiving reports of a resident trapped inside, these 3 individuals performed actions that went well beyond the normal course of their assigned duties, directly leading to the successful removal of a victim. In recognition of performance that reflects the highest standards of the Rock Island Fire Department, the department has formally approved the award of commendation for each of these 3 members. I will now call firefighter Sean Hansen and firefighter Jake Kelly. Mayor and Council, it's my privilege to introduce firefighter Sean Hansen, individual here on our right-hand side. On the morning of December 1st, 2025, firefighter Hansen served as the acting lieutenant on Engine 34, the first company to arrive at the structure fire on 15th Avenue. Upon arrival, he immediately performed a 360-degree safety evaluation and forced entry to soften the building for incoming units. Despite facing high heat and near zero visibility, his tactical knowledge and attention to detail allowed him to locate the victim within minutes of arrival, directly leading to the rescue from a life-threatening conditions. Also, Jake Kelly, Next, I'd like to introduce firefighter Jake Kelly, again serving as an acting lieutenant on Rescue 31. Firefighter Kelly demonstrated exceptional forethought by masking up prior to entry, recognizing the immediate need for speed. Following the forcible entry, he entered the fully involved structure without hesitation and operated without a hose line protection to expedite the search. His bravery and decisiveness in these hazardous conditions were instrumental in the successful removal of the victim from the residence. Again, Grant was not able to attend this evening, but finally I'm honored to introduce firefighter Grant Jorgensen. Serving as the driver of Truck 31, firefighter Jorgensen acted selflessly upon hearing the call that a victim had been found. Leaving his apparatus, he ran in aid in the difficult removal process and immediately began initial CPR on the scene. His swift response and willingness to go above and beyond and his assigned duties ensured the best possible outcome in this high-risk situation. On behalf of the Rock Island Fire Department, thank you for everyone that attended this evening.
Thanks. Okay, get back on track here. Okay. Agenda item 8, public comment. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. First name I'll call is Dwight Ford. Sir, before you start, please allow another 10, 15 seconds for the people to get out into the hallway, please. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, and to the council. I stand before you as both a lover of literature and being informed by the past. I believe it's in Shakespeare's The Tempest that gives us an understanding that past is the prologue, gives us instruction of how and what has been done in the past and what we should do in light of such. Very quickly in my few minutes that are remaining, $7.5 million were invested, 3 years and 3,000 men. Over 3 million rivets all came together to build what we refer to now as the Titanic, and yet it sank in 2 hours and 40 minutes, taking 1,517 people to their watery grave. All because people did not heed the warning signs in the environment that they were in. And when they did try to acknowledge the warning signs, it was too late. The iceberg hit the side and the rest is history. Well, we have some warning signs. And I don't say this to be injurious to the city that I love and serve. I say this because we stood in these chambers on October 13th and November 24th and 2 other meetings saying that the ordinance is out of violation. So it's not just what we were saying. Now we have been informed, like many others, that the Attorney General has picked this up and have made serious inquiry. And There's correspondence forthcoming. Department of Human Services in this state has picked this up. And why is this important? Because $5.2 million of the Department of Human Services come here to help us mitigate the challenges of homelessness in this region. $4 million of it goes right to the continuum of care, which is headquartered in the backyard of this city. What we're attempting to say, and say over and over again, that these dollars are given for us to mitigate the challenges before someone else not only becomes unsecure, but loses life. What many people don't know, out of those same dollars, in 7 months of this fiscal year of service, we've already housed 55 people, and 26 of them are Rock Island residents. Our work is not done yet. There are people still caught in the frigid waters that we're trying to pull out. And we have time now. I don't know how much, but we have time. People have asked, why haven't we looked in other cities? We have looked in other cities. And contrary to popular belief, we've already worked with 2 other municipalities, but the structures that were selected did not pass through the process of fire code. And so we're continuing that. And against all misinformation and disinformation, Project Now has not turned down any city that have asked us to come or any opportunity to this date, nor would we do that. We have people that are caught in the frigid waters, to keep the metaphor going, and we're going to do everything we can to pull them out. Now, I will say this city boasts, and rightfully so, of what it has done. But what is our boasting when there's still work to be done? And in short, not just for the region, but for Rock Island citizens. We're almost at 50% of the people we're housed out of this one city, out of the whole region that we're serving. We have a homeless problem. It's not the people that are homeless are our problem, but the people that are homeless have challenges that we can mitigate. And ultimately, I say this not to poke a finger in anyone's face, but we're going to be judged by history, not only by our actions that we have taken, but our inactions when we could have taken them. This will rest on somebody's conscience, and it won't be mine. I trust that you have the capacity to make a different decision while we can steer this big vessel in a different direction. Project Now stands at the ready. We're willing to help in any way that we can, both to secure and save lives. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ron Lund.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. I want to specifically thank Alderwoman Barnes and Mayor Harris for your listening session on Thursday, January 8th. I know it's not easy to hear your residents air their grievances, but it was absolutely necessary. I have the privilege of being governor appointed to the Community Advisory Council on Homelessness in Illinois, and was previously governor appointed in Iowa to the Iowa Council on Homelessness. I say this not to brag, but to get you to understand that when I say this ordinance is in violation with state statutes, it is in fact in violation. I've provided public comment on 1013 and 1124 stating this ordinance was in violation of state statutes. The city attorney tried to get you to amend the ordinance on 1124 as well. You have chosen not to listen to the experts or your own legal counsel, and notice is forthcoming by the Illinois Attorney General and Department of Human Services regarding these violations. Project Now stands ready to work with Rock Island and any other city to end homelessness in our community. Yet Rock Island is the only city struggling. Rock Island is not the only city struggling with homelessness, but it is the only city that believes they can legislate it away. How is that working for you? While a regional approach is necessary, it must start with an emergency shelter. It is not too late. Rescind this ordinance and work with providers to improve the lives of your constituents. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dewan Womack. What? When you get up here, help me out, sir. I'm sure I fumbled your name.
It's Dwayne Womack.
Okay, all right.
Thank you all for letting me speak. My name is Dwayne Womack. I'm with Street Friends of the Quad Cities. My wife and I started this about 7.5 years ago, and we take items out to the homeless, unhoused people. What's very frustrating is we go out and spend money. Actually, y'all gave us money last year to help buy stuff for them, and then come to find out City Works got rid of it, trashed it. So then we're trying to find more stuff for them. So I'm not sure how many people were on council last year, but so you know, there's definite need for an overflow low barrier shelter. These people have no place to go at night. When Third Place closes or any place that's open they can use the restroom, they have no place to go. Mm-hmm. So like last week we heard they're doing their business in some, somebody's yard or alleyway. That creates more issues. This whole thing should not be political, and a few people have made it that way. What can we do for these people today where they can go, be safe, stay out of the hair of the police and everybody else? Where can they go? You know, I just seen a guy rummaging through the trash can at the bus station on my way here. Before I could stop him and say, hey, let me go buy you some food, he ran away because he thought I was somebody that was going to be negative to him. These people are still somebody, and they deserve a little dignity and respect. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Were you wearing your security shirt when he ran away from you, sir? I mean, that could have been it right there. But this is no laughing matter. I'm just, no laughing matter though. Ann McGlynn.
Mayor and Council, thank you for your time tonight. I'm the founder and executive director of Tapestry Farms. We're a nonprofit urban farm system that invests in refugees who live here in the Quad Cities. As you know, probably, we have the hydroponics container at the Botanical Center. We have raised beds on the Skip-Along property near Century Woods. And in a few weeks, we will actually own our property in Rock Island, which we're very excited about. We're assembling a team in order to bring really good things to that plot of land. The Urban Ag Ordinance has been through a long journey, and that journey is resulting in an ordinance that, while not completely perfect, I think is a good compromise between all of the different people who have interest in people growing things in this city. So we're excited to expand our growing in Rock Island, and I'm sure we'll have a ribbon cutting for you all to come to. I want to talk about the process for the Urban Ag Ordinance. Once it was determined in August that something different needed to be pursued with this ordinance, I really appreciated the process that took place. I participated in that process, and I really appreciated the amount of listening that was done in order to come up with an ordinance that I think is, again, a really good compromise. And I'm very, very thankful for that listening process. It engaged different groups of people. It invited people to come multiple different dates. So no matter what their calendar, they could come if they so chose. So I want to express my appreciation for that. I would be remiss if I did not mention that I hope that that process can happen with other debates that are happening in this city, specifically having to do with homelessness. I know that that process was good for the ordinance that I am particularly interested in, and I hope that that process can be used for other things. In terms of homelessness, it would have to be done pretty quickly, but that process resulted in what I think most people who are involved in urban agriculture in the city of Rock Island can live with. So, again, thank you for listening, for taking into account all of the different opinions that people came to the table with, even when there was disagreement. And I think the result is a good one. So thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Dan, something son, Dan. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And what's your last name, sir?
Larson.
Larson. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
I've lived in Rock Island about 40 years now. We live on the corner, 1720 23rd Avenue. My wife has a bad back. She parks out front, in front of the house, so she can get in the house easier, because coming around, parking in the back and walking down the sidewalk and everything is a little tougher on her. So the other day, we got this letter saying we can't park there anymore on garbage day because the garbage person can't, when he's going across the street, he can't get in there. Everybody else that's driven the garbage truck has no problem. So unless the new truck driver is Helen Keller, I have no idea why we have to do this. I don't get it. Been parked 40 years, my wife's been parked there, and not real close to the curb. There's plenty of room. I don't understand why we cannot park there. I don't know what I should do.
What's your address, sir?
Pardon?
Your address that you're talking about again?
1720 23rd Avenue. And no other truck driver has ever had trouble. I don't understand what's going on now. And it's not coming into our lot, it's going to the side street a half a block away from us. So like I say, unless it's Helen Keller, I have no clue if the guy isn't trained well or what. So I want to know what we're going to do about it.
Yes, sir.
I'm just supposed to keep moving my car every day then, or every Wednesday?
Yeah. Yeah. You want to say something real fast?
No. Mike, did you have any comment?
Yeah, this came from our. Let's wait for the agenda
I'm
item.
sorry. Yeah, typically, sir, there's not back and forth between council members and staff during public comment, but this agenda item is up for item number 10C. So at that point, there might be some discussion among elected officials and city staff. But we appreciate your comments and we'll take them under consideration.
I didn't hear everything you said.
Sorry, I'm saying that there's no back and forth dialogue during public comment, but your concern is being addressed under agenda item 10C. So there may be additional discussion at that point.
So, sir, just please stick around for a minute.
Huh?
Just please stick around for a minute, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Amy Patton?
Yeah, it should be reached, but I think it's on the agenda, so should I comment after?
No,
Well,
you can go ahead and,
yeah.
sorry, you can go ahead and comment now. We were just saying that there's no dialogue between city officials during this time, but this would be the time to make your public comment on any agenda item.
Sure. So I am commenting regarding the crosswalk that was proposed for the 1900 block of 17th Street. And I did receive a response that was to deny it. And while I respect the work of the staff, I am asking this council not to vote on a denial tonight. The recommendation relies on generalized statements about cost and driver behavior, but does not reference any site-specific data nor crash history, no speed study, no pedestrian counts, and no safety audit of this intersection. I am formally putting the city on notice that this location presents a pedestrian safety concern. Best practice under MUTCD and Vision Zero principles requires context-sensitive evaluation, not blanket policy statements. I respectfully request the council table this item and direct staff to conduct a pedestrian safety study and return with modern safety alternatives. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. That's the end of public comment. So we'll go on to agenda item 9, which is Update Rock Island. Update Rock Island. We want to hear from you. There are a few days left to take the community survey before the deadline of January 16th. What do you value most about Rock Island? What changes or improvements would you like to see in the future? The Community Opinion Survey, tailored for residents, visitors, and businesses, is available on the city's website at rigov.org and the city's Facebook page. Printed copies can also be found at City Hall, Rock Island Public Libraries, the MLK Center, and the RIFAC Center. Celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Join community leaders at the Martin Luther King Jr. Center on Monday, January 19th for the 43rd Annual Memorial Service and Awards Ceremony to commemorate the lifetime and service of Dr. King. Located at 630 9th Street, the ceremony begins at 10:30 a.m. This year's theme is A Time for Vigorous and Positive Action. Free car seat check event. Do you need help installing a child seat or help checking to see if it's installed correctly? Come to the Rock Island Fire Department at 1313 5th Avenue on Tuesday, January 20th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Bring your car seat and our certified technicians will install them for you. State of the City Address. The annual State of the City Address will be held Thursday, January 29th at Bally's Casino and Hotel, 777 Bally Boulevard. Join me, Mayor Harris, for my first address as I update the public on accomplishments and upcoming goals. This year's theme is Committed to Community. Doors open at 11:30 and the program starts at noon. To register, go to Rock Island State of the City at eventbrite.com. Thank you. Okay, agenda item 10.
A, report from the Traffic Engineering Committee regarding a request from Lois McWilliams, 2453 18th Avenue, to install a handicap parking space south of the driveway on 24.5 Street, first reading.
Move to consider the ordinance, suspend the rules, and pass it.
I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Barnes.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Evans.
Yes.
And Hurt.
Aye.
Agenda item B.
Report from the Traffic Engineering Committee regarding a request from Scott Schultz, 2739 8.5 Avenue, to install a handicap parking space in front of his home, first reading.
Move to consider, suspend the rules, and pass the ordinance.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Barnes.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Evans.
Yes.
And Hurt.
Aye.
Agenda item C.
Report from the Traffic Engineering Committee regarding a request from the Municipal Services Division to ban parking in front of 1718 and 1720 23rd Avenue from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Trash Collection Day, first reading.
Motion to consider the ordinance.
I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion?
Yes, can we have Mike speak on this a little bit?
Yeah, so in the council memo, it has a drawing showing the no parking area on the 23rd Avenue side. So that alley comes out as a T, and our driver pulls out of that alley, and it's very tight. We've been running the yards on each side of that alley and causing damage. When you see requests like this is coming from the driver specifically with their concern, having close calls in previous years, and as the resident said, you know, it has been like this for a long time, but we've been trying to bring these requests to the council that we feel are a liability and a concern that could cause property damage and vehicle damage to our vehicles. These drivers go in and out of alleys making 2,000 stops a day, and a lot of these alleys and areas that they turn are very tight, and so that's why we're bringing this to the council.
How many, do you have any estimate of how many documented, we'll say, claims of damage or anything due to this at all? Have we had any damage claims?
I don't have that with me tonight. I could see if we have information or any previous accidents, but we have a history of other locations very similar to this that we've had issues and property damage with.
Okay, thank you.
Without getting into personnel, does it take, to maneuver that, does it take a special skill, or is it obviously more difficult than a normal alley? What has the potential of being damaged? What are we hitting, other cars, or what could we hit?
Yeah, this area here, just when you're pulling out of the alley, there's cars right when you're pulling out.
Okay.
So if you're pulling out of the alley, if there's cars parked there,
Yeah.
in order for them to make that turn,
Yeah.
it's very difficult. These are big. You've seen garbage trucks out on the streets. They're big vehicles, difficult to maneuver in tight situations.
Okay.
Is there any way to change the route on that to make it?
Can I go the opposite way?
We would have already looked at that already. I'm positive of that.
What about the placements of the residents' trash cans? Is there a way to make that more accessible to prevent that from happening if they move their cans to a?
It's not really the can. It's the vehicles that we're concerned with the hitting. So it's coming out of the alley. It doesn't have anything to do with the garbage cans. It's the placement of the vehicles on the 23rd Avenue side. Yeah, I understand that, sir. Again, they're bringing us concerns, and we're bringing it to the council for a recommendation. If the council chooses not to approve it, then we'll continue on, but we do feel there's a concern there.
And sir, the issue's being brought up because, we wouldn't want to hit your vehicle or anyone else's vehicle. And I'm looking at what the ordinance is asking, is just asking not to park there just on trash days from what time to when?
7 to 5 p.m. on trash day, and that's the only day.
Just that one day. Sir, yeah.
And I do see this is Ward 3, isn't it? Now that I'm looking at it. So, again, have there been any accidents related to this?
Yeah, I'm not sure, Alderman Barnes. Again, we've had similar accidents in other locations that are pretty much the same scenario. But we have had a concern. That's why it was brought to the city council.
Understood.
Could we possibly at least table it so I can get a little additional information?
Yeah, we'd
that.
love to bring anyone on a ride along to see what they do, and
Okay.
for this situation in particular.
Okay.
Clarification, do you mean a
Sorry.
motion to table or postpone to a date certain? Because table, you would be killing it indefinitely unless we brought it back from the table at the end
So
of the
then the
meeting.
other,
The postpone to a date certain?
Yes.
When would you like to postpone it to?
at least to the next meeting.
To the next meeting? Okay, is there a second for that motion?
Second.
All right, there's a first and a second. This can be discussed because it's a motion to postpone.
Okay. I have a first and a second. Roll call, please. Okay. Is there any discussion on postponing this?
Is that enough time for you to do a right along?
Should be.
Any more discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Barnes.
Motion to postpone, so
Yes.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Poulos. Healy. Evans.
Yes.
And Hurt.
Aye.
Agenda item D.
Report from the Traffic Engineering Committee regarding a request from Amy Patton to install a pedestrian crosswalk on the 1900 block of 17th Street, first reading.
I would also like to motion to postpone this one. And the reason is just to look at other options. I don't know, flashing lights, digital speed limit type thing, or even, just for further review is that's okay.
Can I get a date for that when you'd like to bring it back?
Maybe till first one in February?
First meeting in February?
First meeting in February.
Okay, is there a second for that?
I'll second it.
There's a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Barnes.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis. Healy. Evans.
Yes.
And Hurt.
Aye.
Agenda item E.
Report from the Traffic Engineering Committee regarding a request from Deanne Kraus, Deanna's Place, 2730 Fifth Avenue, to place their parking lot under city ordinance control. First reading.
Move to consider, suspend the rules, and pass the ordinance.
First and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Barnes.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis. Healy. Evans.
Yes.
And Hurt.
Aye.
Agenda item F.
Report from the Community Development Department regarding establishing an urban agriculture ordinance. First reading.
Motion to consider the ordinance.
Second.
Suspend the rules and pass it.
I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Clerk, please.
Just
call the
echo
roll.
the
Oh, excuse me.
speaker's comments. I originally opposed this ordinance. I voted against it, but I think, like I expressed back then, we've reached a compromise that people can live with. Alderperson Evans, I hope this addresses the concerns of your constituents. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Barnes.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Evans.
Yes.
And Hurt.
Aye.
Agenda item G.
Report from the Community Development Department regarding the purchase of 3321 7.5 Avenue from the Quad Cities Land Bank Authority for $0. First reading.
Motion to approve the agreement, authorize the city manager to execute the document subject to minor attorney modifications, and consider suspend the rules and pass the ordinance.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderperson Barnes.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Evans.
Yes.
And Hurt.
Aye.
Agenda item H.
Report from the Economic Development Department regarding the development agreement between the City of Rock Island and Blue Collar Bagels. First reading.
Move to approve the agreement, authorize the city manager to execute the document subject to minor attorney modifications, consider, suspend the rules, and pass the ordinance.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Barnes.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Evans.
Yes.
And Hurt.
Aye.
Agenda item 11.
Consent agenda items A through H.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Barnes.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Evans.
Yes.
And Hurt.
Aye.
Agenda item 12.
Claims A through E, I can read them individually if anyone
Motion
wishes.
to allow claims A through E.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion?
Due to the nature of my employment, I need to recuse myself from this vote.
Any more discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Barnes.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Evans.
Yes.
And Hurt.
Aye.
Agenda item F.
Report from the Public Works Department regarding payment to Brandt Construction, Milan, Illinois for an emergency storm sewer repair at Alleman High School in the amount of $94,723.01.
Move to allow the claim.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? I have a question on that. No, I'll save it. Roll call, please.
Alderperson Barnes.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Evans.
Yes.
And Hurt.
Aye.
Agenda item G.
Report from the Public Works Department requesting authorization to purchase a Mill Street Treatment Plant primary clarifier isolation valve from Municipal Pipe Services, Des Moines, Iowa, in the amount of $35,800.
Motion to approve the purchase.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Barnes.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Evans.
Yes.
And Hurt.
Aye.
Agenda item 13.
A, report from the Police Department regarding an amendment to the existing intergovernmental support agreement, IGSA, with the United States government and Rock Island Arsenal.
Motion to approve the amendment, authorize the mayor to execute the document subject to minor attorney modifications.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Barnes.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Evans.
Yes.
And Hurt.
Aye.
Agenda item B.
Report from the Police Department regarding a letter of agreement, LOA, with the Fraternal Order of Police.
Motion to approve the letter of agreement and authorize the city manager to execute the document subject to minor attorney modifications.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Barnes.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Evans.
Yes.
And Hurt.
Aye.
Agenda item C.
Report from the Police Department regarding a letter of agreement, LOA, with the Fraternal Order of Police Command.
Motion to approve the letter of agreement, authorize the city manager to execute the document subject to minor attorney modifications.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderperson Barnes.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Evans.
Yes.
And Hurt.
Aye.
Agenda item 14.
A, report from the Finance Department regarding a budget adjustment to the Curliff Fund 527 in the amount of $410,000.
I would like to motion to postpone until the next meeting, at least to give me time or anyone else to meet with the Curliff Committee tomorrow, just to discuss what I see as possible inconsistencies and get clarification
Second.
for that.
I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion?
Since I was on the Curliff committee and did have a Curliff loan, I will recuse myself from this vote.
Any more discussion? So do we know what we're voting on?
It's a motion to postpone to the next meeting.
Yes, okay. Okay, roll call, please.
Alderperson Barnes.
Aye.
Parker.
No.
Pulis.
No.
Evans.
Yes.
And Hurt.
No.
Motion fails.
Agenda item.
So now we would go back to the underlying agenda item 14A and see if there's a motion to approve the budget adjustment.
So moved.
Second.
A first and a second. Is there any discussion?
I will also recuse myself from this vote.
Yes, the reason I wanted to postpone that is that there are a few inconsistencies that I really wanted to talk to the Curliff Committee about. One is related to membership. According to the ordinance, there should be like 5 members on the Curliff Committee, but in reviewing the minutes, there's been anywhere from 6 members, the sixth member being the former mayor, up until recently, 3 members, which their most recent loan was approved on. So again, according to the ordinance, there should be or shall be 5 members. So to me, approving a loan with just 3 members would make it invalid. Secondly, again, just looking at the most recent loan and possible conflicts of interest that I do have a lot of questions on. So just want clarification before we move forward with anything regarding that. So those are some of the reasons. So also, based on that, I was going to also request that the City Council consider transferring the approval of loans from the Curliff Committee to the City Council before any additional loans are approved. I think the Curliff Committee is the only committee where the committee approves, the actions. It does not come to City Council. And you're talking over $100,000
Yeah.
that the city council does not have authority to approve. Secondly, additional committee members need to be assigned in order to align with the ordinance. Again, there's only 3 members currently, and there should be 5 according to the ordinance. And secondly, just looking at a formal review of the CURLIF program to see if it's to determine if it's more beneficial to redirect remaining funds to other eligible areas. So similar to how they redirected like $250,000 for the fire, to replace the roof on the fire department. Could we take that remaining money and redirect it to maybe like housing solutions? Because based on, loans that are being issued, the majority of those loans are not being paid back. They're going to collections. So I would really like for us to just look at all of those options before we continue with this program as is.
Leslie, can I talk, even though I recuse myself?
You cannot, because you recused yourself.
Alderperson Barnes, I appreciate your thoughts and your input. I certainly have shared my thoughts and even objections to the city's economic development program within the overall CDBG program, which our economic development program for the CDBG program is the CURLIF program. That's that's it. I don't agree that this specific motion, the budget adjustment, is the appropriate place to have this debate. The council has approved the program, the CDBG program broadly. It's been approved by HUD, as I understand. I think that there's a time and place for us to have these conversations, but just to clarify why I've taken the position that I have, I think that this is a much narrower thing that we're doing here, shoring up the CURLIF fund. The reason it's being shored up is because it is seeing activity. We are putting people to work and expanding Rock Island businesses through this program, which is, I think, a shared goal that we all have. I would encourage you and everybody on City Council to have a robust conversation about how we want to do the economic development portion of our CDBG program, but I don't think that this specific way tonight is the right way to do that.
Can I respond before you respond? I respect everything that my colleague just said. The problem that I have with that is she didn't ask to completely stop this. She asked to just move it to the next meeting that she can get clarity. And I think she's right in asking for the clarity, is why I seconded it. There are some areas that she does see that may be an issue. And I think that for us to just postpone this to the next meeting clears it up for everyone sitting up here. It'd be different if we had study session where we could have brought this out during study session, came to an argument and an agreement in that. We didn't. So this is the time in which she has to do that, and I stand firmly behind her in trying to get that done. And I do still understand that there's 3 councilmen due to the fact that Alderman Healy is recused himself. So we're still almost in the same situation that we're dealing with in the approval of this now. And I just think that for us to postpone this is the best thing to happen right now.
And I guess I'll follow up, just looking at an amendment back in February of 2022, that's just to show inconsistencies. Back then, there was a process to update policy and procedures to formally delegate authority that has formally been exercised by the CURLIF committee. So that tells me there was not even an ordinance to allow the CURLIF committee to approve the loans. And this has been in existence since, they've been doing it since how long, Miles? 1984. So 1984, but it was not in the ordinance. So in 2022, it was put in the ordinance for the CURLIF committee to approve. So right there, that shows a lot of inconsistencies in the program.
Alderwoman Barnes, I have to interject, that is not accurate. It has been formally delegated by ordinance since that time in 1984. That was just the last time that the ordinance was updated.
In 2022?
Yeah, in 2022.
Okay, well, thanks for that correction.
I appreciate the desire for more information and to clarify things. My concern is sometimes requests for clarity and information is actually simply just disagreeing with the policy. Specifically, you cited wanting this power to be vested within the City Council, not the Curliff Committee. That is not a matter of needing more clarity. That is simply a disagreement on the policy. And the policy has been settled by the City Council. And it's okay to disagree and to have disagreement, but that's not wanting to postpone to get more information. That's simply disagreeing with how we've decided as a body this works. So again, I sympathize with wanting more time to get information, but I think we know the information. It's just a matter of some of us disagree, and that's okay, and that's why we vote.
Well, she is speaking also on inconsistencies, and that is exactly where she may want answers and clarification from. whether you know, the inconsistencies are normal or not normal. You know, I know Miles just cleared something up, but what Miles can clear up, what the staff can clear up with those inconsistencies, that is what she's looking for. If they're inconsistent, obviously we disagree with them until we, you know, figure out what's going on with them. So I think, you know, I am in agreement with, you know, at least pushing this back just for a little while, just so the council can be confident in what they're voting for, because this isn't any chump change. You know, this is, as you stated, Alderperson Parker, this is a very important program, and council members, if anybody else, should be absolutely confident in that procedure, to the understanding of how they view it and how it functions as well, because it has been here a very long time, and it's something that we want to continue and be good for the city. So if it's inconsistencies, we can look at strengthening and getting the program even better. I don't see a problem with that.
Also, when I've had conversations with other people about this due to the fact of the manner in which it came up, I think it's just better to basically get a better understanding of what actually it says to begin with. And I think the way it came up, even our legal representation has not been able to get a full understanding of what may be the problems here. And so that's why I also still state that we should postpone this until the next meeting and get some clarity that we are all on one accord.
My question on this, if I may, is we've had this agenda since late Thursday. And if there was a situation that we need to have clarified, why do we wait until we come to this meeting and say, we don't understand something? We could have easily taken it off the agenda and had that clarification without having this discussion.
I have been having a discussion with the staff since December 27th. I have email documentation.
But they still could have been just put out and taken off of the agenda prior to that if you had some genuine concerns. And you sat in that office for how many years? So you're familiar with how these things go. Why do we wait until the meeting to say, now I don't understand?
I didn't say I don't understand additional clarification. Again, do I not have a right to request this? Is that what you're saying? Like I said, I've been having conversations since December 27th up until today with staff. And staff was the one that recommended, where's the email? Since we
I totally respect what you're saying.
Well, no, since you want to get really specific about it. So I sent this email this afternoon to let them know this is what I would be talking about tonight. And the email from Miles stated staff will need a little time to review documents and provide more thoughtful response. And then he talked about the Curliff Committee is meeting tomorrow morning. So it's not like I'm not doing my due diligence. I understand how to do that, so don't be condescending. So I'm just asking and requesting a postponement.
I understand your comments.
Call the question?
Any more discussion? Leslie?
Sorry, Alderman Parker did call to question, which means we end debate and move directly to the vote. If there's a second on that, is there a second on Alderman Parker's motion to end debate and move to the underlying?
Second.
Okay. So that's a first and a second on the call to question. We would need 2/3 a vote to do that. So if you want to go ahead and take that vote.
Does everybody?
And it's not debatable, sorry.
Go ahead. No.
Sorry, so the underlying motion now, so right now we've got the underlying motion to do the budget adjustment. Alderman Parker called to question, which ends debate and moves directly to the vote on the matter. It needed a second, which we received. It's not debatable or amendable and needs 2/3 vote to pass. If that passes, then we vote on the underlying agenda item. So I know that's a little confusing. Right now we're voting to end debate. That's the vote. Yes or no? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and do the
roll call, please.
Alderperson Barnes.
So again, to end the debate?
To end debate.
No.
I'm fine. As for tonight, right?
Yes, for tonight.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Evans.
Yes.
And Hurd.
Aye.
So now we move to
Yes.
straight to no discussion,
Yeah,
the
roll
vote on
call.
the underlying budget adjustment.
So now, is everyone on terms of what they're voting on now?
I made a motion to approve the budget adjustment. That's what we're voting on. Yes means you support the budget adjustment, no means you oppose it.
Any discussion?
No discussion.
Okay, straight to it. Roll call, please.
Alderperson Barnes.
No.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Evans.
No.
And Hurd.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Agenda item 15.
Report from the Mayor's Office regarding an appointment and reappointments to the Martin Luther King Jr. Center Board.
Move to approve. I'm sorry.
Motion to approve the appointments.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderperson Barnes.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Evans.
Yes.
And Hurd.
Aye.
Okay. Agenda item 16.
Rock Island Port Authority.
Motion to close the regular city council meeting and convene the Rock Island Regional
Second.
First and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
Mayor and the council, we have no update tonight.
Okay.
Motion to exit the Rock Island Regional Port Authority and reconvene the regular city council meeting.
Second.
First and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, agenda item 17, other business, new business. Does any council person have anything to say, any updates, any?
I just want to thank everybody who was involved in the ag ordinance. I do agree, it did go a lot smoother. Even with the extra time, I think we gave a lot of other people to have their concerns met. And so I do thank you for your assistance in that, as well as the community.
I want to take a split second to thank all personnel on the Rock Island Fire Department. You know, when the chief was just up here this evening reading off those stories when he was introducing those honorable men, it sounded like a scary movie on how he was describing that stuff, burning houses and I was listening to it. I'm like, wow, people are really signing up for that, volunteering for that, it just sounded so scary. So I want to thank the brave men and women of valor under your leadership, Chief. So I just wanted to take a minute to thank you for that, as well as Chief McLeod over there. You know, fire and police, they're different, but they're one and the same. And I really appreciate the service that they provide to Rock Island. Thank you all.
Just want to give a kudos, echoing one of the public speakers, Alderperson Barnes and the mayor, for your listening session on Thursday. I watched from home and appreciated the input and conversation there. It resulted in a very interesting conversation on Reddit about biohazards in the downtown, and I'm glad that our downtown ambassadors were able to respond very quickly and address the situation.
And I'll say one more thing. I know that our ordinance, our homeless ordinance may be, a little hot and cold depending on who you ask. But one thing about that is we don't have anybody who's filled out an application for anything. So if there's anybody, any entity out there that has applications that they would like to fill, I would like to ask them to please turn them in. And that's including the Project Now, that's including the Third Place or anybody else. We want some applications. It's one thing to want to help, but it's another thing to actually have the people on the pipeline to help. And that's one thing, the ordinance can say this, that, or the other, but it's all irrelevant if we don't have applications. And right now, we currently don't have any applications. So I look forward to, in the near future, hopefully somebody will step up to the plate with an application. Thank you.
Mayor, it's my understanding that Project Now, at least, believes that the ordinance is illegal and morally not defendable. They will not justify it by submitting an application.
Well, until then, if there's anyone else, I'll say, with an application, the city of Rock Island would love to review it. Thank you. Anything else, guys?
Motion to adjourn.
Yeah, closed session. Agenda item 18.
5 ILCS 120-2C11, litigation when an action against affecting or on behalf of the particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis for the finding must be recorded and entered into the minutes of the closed session.
Move to enter into closed session for the exceptions item.
Second.
There's a first and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Closed session.